So the new Fallout 4 Next Gen update is available, and I've been playing it on the Steam Deck. I've started playing Fallout for the first time thanks to the TV show. If you haven't watched the TV show, you need to watch it this weekend. It is phenomenal, and it'll get you obsessed with the Fallout universe. I am jumping in for the first playthrough of Fallout. I put 3 hours into it last night. Only intended on playing like an hour. Literally lost track of time, got sucked in. It is amazing, but not everyone thinks it's amazing, and we're going to get into that in this video. I'm Blaze2k. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, click the bell icon if you love handheld gaming, tech, all that sort of stuff. You'll like it, and you'll find it here. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, though, go check some links down below in the video description. $10 off your first Instacart. Seed Probiotic. You get money off that too, as well as Pixel Buys over on X. I'm going to be doing some giveaways, so follow Pixel Buys over on X.com. But yeah, into the news. So, Fallout 4 and Steam Deck completely devalues Valve's verified rating. A verified rating for the handheld gaming PC now apparently involves crashes, frame rates halving, and inaccessibility or inaccessible graphic settings. Now, speaking from the experience I had last night, obviously playing this on the Steam Deck, I thought it was a really good experience. Like I said, I put 3 hours into it. I launched the game up. The cutscene at the start was a little bit stuttery. It supposedly said it was running at 90 frames a second, and it did dip down to maybe 80s at specific parts of the game. But it felt very smooth. I was fairly happy with the experience. I didn't experience one crash, but apparently that's not the same for everyone. Let me know in the comments if you've started playing this. But yeah, Fallout 4 is amazing. Anyways, let's get into see why people are unhappy. So a verified rating for the handheld game PCs now apparently involved with a frame rate halving. I mean, it says it's running at 90 on mine, and it felt good. So let's see what they mean by that. So Fallout 4 on the Steam Deck is officially verified after the next-gen update, but frustratingly, performance on the Valve handheld is now decidedly worse. The graphical options are now inaccessible, crashes are more frequent. This isn't the first example of a game getting worse on Steam Deck as its rating improves, but there are now some major questions that Valve needs to answer or risk its rating system falling entirely into chaos. Okay, well, the Steam Deck OLED is still our pick for best handheld gaming PC. It is for mine. It is for me as well. Steam Deck OLED is still my number one. I mean, that OLED display, just the Steam Deck controls and the Linux Steam OS. So much you could do with the Steam Deck. It might not be the most powerful handheld gaming PC out there, but it's my favorite still. Until the new one comes out, that is. It's also the model of the deck that is most impacted by this new Fallout update. The most obvious improvement is the removal of the Bethesda launcher. But this gave you the only way to adjust the graphical settings, meaning it's now impossible to make any changes at all. Now, I will admit, I did launch the game before the next-gen update, and before I found out it was coming out the day after, so I held off again. But I did launch up the game for the first time, and I did see that little pop-up menu. It was, it was one of those like old Windows dialog boxes that gives you the option to change graphic settings and stuff like that. I don't like that in games. It seems part of getting this game verified for the Steam Deck was to remove that, and with that, they've removed all the graphical, adjustment settings, video resolution, all that sort of stuff. And people aren't happy about that, but sometimes it can be a good thing, sometimes, especially if they've optimized this game for the Steam Deck. And it seemed like I was getting 90 FPS. That's what the frame counter told me. Mostly during my playthrough yesterday. If they've optimized it, I don't mind them removing the graphic settings. Sure, if you're a tinkerer, and I am a tinkerer, it can be a little bit of a bad thing, but let's read on. So, on top of this, the frame graphs with the performance overlay are reporting inaccurately. Okay. So when you're seemingly running the game at the full 90 Hz capability of the OLED deck, which I was, the game is instead running at 45 FPS. No way, get out of here. A fix for this has been identified by a user on Reddit's Steam Deck forum, but it shouldn't be necessary for a game deemed verified by Valve. That is okay. So what you're saying, that I thought I was playing at 90 FPS yesterday, but it was running at 45. I'm usually really picky when it comes to frame rate. I mean, it didn't feel like I was running Call of Duty at 90 FPS. It didn't feel like that, but I just put that down to maybe the game engine. Apparently, it's running at 45. Okay. Finally, frequent crashes have made their way into the game, with them seemingly happening at random. This has all disappointed a lot of Fallout fans who thought the new verified rating would mean positive changes. Instead, it's the exact opposite. Now, I will be honest, I never experienced any crash in my first 3 hours of gameplay. I'm currently at that first little town at the museum. I just got the power armor, so I'm still very early into the game. There may be crashes going forward, but I mean, those are things that we'll expect to get fixed by Proton updates and whatnot. Obviously, a lot of Fallout players have already had Fallout 4 on their Steam Deck or their gaming PCs and have probably had a bunch of mods, which no doubt probably got broken by this update. So I wouldn't be surprised if that mixed in with, the new update has caused a lot of issues for a lot of different people. Let me know in the comments if you're one of them. But yeah, upon booting up our Steam Deck OLED to test the claims and complaints we've seen online, it didn't take long to encounter our first crash, and there was no discernible reason for it. I was wandering through the Commonwealth. We've not got to the Commonwealth yet. No enemies nearby or cutscenes triggered, and the game closed down, leaving me staring at the game page in my library. Ooh. The frame rate is also noticeably lower than what the deck is reporting, and the frame graph and the performance overlay is incredibly erratic. While the game still feels okay to play, it's frustrating to encounter such issues in a game Valve deems worthy of its highest verification. This raises further questions about the status of other games. When we tested Horizon Forbidden West, we were able to get great performance on the Steam Deck OLED after making considerable, albeit expected, adjustments to the graphical settings. However, for some reason, Valve has only given this game an unsupported rating. Many Steam Deck owners take Valve's word as golden, trusting that its testing is comprehensive and accurate, but these latest issues endanger that trust. Instead, Steam Deck compatibility criteria now appears to be just a tick list that carries very little meaning. Perhaps it's time for Valve to readdress how it handles game testing. I mean, to Valve's credit, there's a lot of games coming out, and there's a lot of games to test. I mean, I don't imagine Valve is putting like 12 hours into every single game in the whole Steam catalog and the whole Steam library, right? That would be a little bit excessive, and that'd be a lot of work for them to do, especially when games break every so often, keeping track of all that. I mean, there's only one way they can do it, and it's the way that they're doing right now, is obviously setting a checklist, maybe double checking it real fast, and then, giving it the verified stamp. Let me know if you have any other ideas how they could maybe do this, or take, a little bit more time into making sure games are truly verified, and working the best that they can for the deck. For a look at the best Steam Deck games, check out our comprehensive guide, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you're playing Fallout 4, and specifically, if you're playing Fallout 4 on a handheld, it doesn't have to just be the Steam Deck, and are you enjoying it? And if you haven't started playing it yet, I highly recommend you start playing it, because it is absolutely amazing. Like I said, I picked up Fallout 4 years ago, maybe played it half an hour, didn't even make it out of the bunker, but lately, this is the first time I've really sunk 3 hours into it, and I am enjoying every single second of it. Let me know if you are too. If you haven't got it, go buy it now. I think it's on sale still, and especially with the TV show, the hype's still up there, and we've got the new next-gen update for this, which I do expect to be improved. A lot of the issues this article mentioned, I'm sure they'll fix and iron them out with Proton updates or whatnot, or game updates from Bethesda. But yeah, don't worry too much. Get the game up on your Steam Deck. Get playing it. Do not miss out. Don't miss out. And hit the like, hit the subscribe, click the bell icon if you love handheld gaming and want more gaming news and tech and all that sort of stuff on your homepage. Also, I play Call of Duty and do highlights videos every day. Come give them a watch, and whenever you see a video from me, even if it looks boring or you're not interested, please just pop on and give it a like. It really helps out. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your Friday. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm Blaze2k, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and have a great weekend. Peace.